Coach Tibbs is out. Thibodeau fired by the hands of the New York Knicks. After leading them to their first Eastern Conference Finals in 25 years, made the playoffs 4 of the 5 seasons he coached the team, had a winning record with the squad, felt like he was bringing New York back. New York, New York. But sadly for Coach Tibbs, that was not enough. Now, I'm not surprised. I'm not shocked by this firing at all. In fact, I thought this was probably going to happen. And for me, I thought the nail in the coffin, besides losing to the Indiana Pacers, but in conjunction with that, was the fact that he got exposed when he was forced to go deeper into his bench, which we know he doesn't like to do, and it ended up concluding with results, immediate results, as the bench players, the players that he rarely plays, performed on command. So after that happened, I was like, well, if they win, then, lesson learned. Congratulations, you made it to the NBA Finals. Good luck. But if they lose after finding success with the bench, especially a little bit too late, then this isn't going to look good for him. Because they're going to look at this situation like, well, halfway through the series, you were forced to play your bench because you didn't have a choice, and the team looked better. Now, had you came out of your own stubborn self and played these players earlier in the series, then we might not be in the situation we're in right now. And that wasn't going to look good for Tibbs. I wasn't surprised. I expected this to happen. Was I 100%? Absolutely not. How could I be? But I had a feeling that this was probably coming. Did I expect it this soon? No, I didn't know when it was going to happen. He had all offseason to fire the coach. But typically they like to get this done with earlier so they could spend time researching and interviewing and trying to figure out where they want to move forward with coaching for the New York Knicks franchise. So the nail was in the coffin between him playing his bench too late, a little bit too late, and then losing the series. That was the nail in the coffin. So I'm not surprised. Do I think he's a good coach? Yeah, I think he's a good coach. Do I think he's a great coach? No, I do not. He's stubborn as hell. In my opinion, if you're a coach, you have to be willing to flex. You have to be willing to do things outside of your comfort zone, or do things you're not accustomed to doing that even may go against your mold if it means team success. Part of being a coach is making adjustments that typically you might not be prepared for. But that's why you're the coach. You have to figure it out, make the adjustments, and put your team in the best position possible to succeed. And historically, Coach Tibbs hasn't done that and won't do that, more specifically when it comes to messing with the lineups and looking at something other than the horsemen that you are constantly working over and over and over and over. So here we are. The best coaches, in my opinion, make adjustments. They prepare. They figure out new strategies. And that's the playoffs. The playoffs are all about adjustments. They are. Every game is a different game. Every game offers something new. Tinkering lineups. Tinkering matchups. So if you're not willing to do that on a consistent basis, you're only going to see so much success depending on your roster and your play style in the NBA playoffs. Those are just the facts. Honestly, if I know I got a Coach Thibodeau team, why do I even have a bench? I'd rather just take all that money I'm giving bench players and dump it into the starting lineup to fill the roster with 5 elite players. with absolutely no bench. I just got a 5-man roster, literally a 5-man roster. At this point, I know I'm being a little facetious here, facetious and exaggerated. I get it, but you get what I mean. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm just sitting in the car on the work break. But at the same time, this isn't anything new. Like, we all knew this about Coach Tibbs, going back to Chicago, going back to Minnesota. This isn't anything new. So on another hand, I'm like, well, you hired the guy knowing his MO. What did you expect? Did you think something was going to change? Did you think he was going to change? Did you guys have some discussions about this? Like, I get the defense and everything. I love that he's a defensive-minded coach and all those things. I do. I think we need more coaches like that. But, I mean, did you expect he was going to do something different? Maybe they did. I don't know. Maybe they thought they had the team that could get it done despite Coach Tibbs' stubbornness. I don't know. I'm not in those meetings. But the reality situation is, here we are. He got exposed and tried to make adjustments, and did make adjustments too late. Not because he wanted to, because he was forced to. And that made him look even worse. I don't know where the Knicks go from here as far as coaching options. You always got those names that are always out there, but for some reason they never get a job. Like the Mark Jacksons, which at this point I think Mark Jackson has been blackballed from the NBA, in my honest opinion. Mike Brown can't seem to keep a job for very long, despite every franchise he goes to. I feel like he does a pretty good job and helps turn that team around. And I'm sure Mike Malone's name is going to be thrown out there. Especially, he just got fired from his Denver job. Just a couple years removed from bringing the Denver Nuggets their first ever championship. So he might be a hot commodity. People like his fire. People like his enthusiasm. But Mike Malone might be an option. Recent champion, and seems like a fun coach to play for. But honestly, I'm kind of liking Mike Malone as a sideline reporter. Like, this, I do believe he knows basketball, so I love hearing his tidbits when he has stuff to say on the sideline report. I don't know what he wants to do, but Mike Malone, I'm perfectly fine with you having a stress-free job as a sideline reporter. Stress-free. You ain't got to worry about any nonsense and locker room drama and organization drama, rumors, all that stuff. Just enjoy the game and talk on it. So, hey, I'd rather him stay a sideline reporter, but whatever he wants. I don't think this firing is going to cause much of an uproar amongst New Yorkers and the New York Knicks fan base. I don't think many people are going to be very upset about this. I could be wrong, but I think after how we saw these playoffs go, especially the last series, I think they're ready to find a new voice. Not just the players, the fans. I think they think it's warranted. I think they want a coach that's going to maximize every player on that team, not just the starting five. And I can't blame them. I don't have an issue with this firing at all. I don't. But now, who do you put in place of him? It has to be somebody better. You can't take a step back. The Knicks aren't in a position to hire a rookie head coach that hasn't proven anything. So you got to have somebody that has shown that they can do the job, that has shown their hand, some of their strategies, that has been productive and has worked. And based on the roster, present something to the organization, lay it out. This is my plan for this team as currently constructed, and I think this is what we need moving forward either to get out of these guys or bring in a new piece or two. Because I think the Knicks are probably one piece away, not an all-star, but one piece away from being legit contenders. But also, who knows what they're capable of, because we haven't seen them maximize their full roster for the length of a season and through the majority of the postseason. So there's some question marks there, but only time will tell. Anyway, that's all I got to say about it. Appreciate y'all for stepping in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, stay notified. I got to go back to work. I'll catch you on the next one. We out, baby.